What's up, witches? Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new, welcome. So, today, first and foremost, happy Witchy Wednesday. Look at this beautiful piece. So, I got a new piece from HC Silver and Stone, the thumb ring. Isn't that gorgeous? And it fits. She made it to fit my thumb perfectly as compensation for advertising her. So I'm hoping that one of you will order from her. And this is an ear cuff. And it has little mountains on it. I'm not going to put that on now because I'm going to be putting a hat on and I don't want to knock it off. Also, this is my moonstone ring from the same HC Silver and Stone. Her links will be down below. Now, through November 30th, you can get 15% off of any order from her jewelry store, which is all handmade, including the stones she shapes. Check her out on HC Silver and Stone on Instagram. There's a link down below for the 15% off. The code is Christine15 for 15% off of your jewelry order from now until November 30th. So get your Christmas orders in. I love her jewelry. You always look, it comes in these cute little boxes. And you always get a little cleaning cloth that you just rub over, you know, because if you don't wear silver constantly, it'll start to turn. Look how absolutely gorgeous. Yes, this was a custom piece. Also, the thumb ring was kind of custom because I've always had a problem wearing a thumb ring because the knuckle of my thumb is huge and then this part is real thin, and usually everything just spins around and is very uncomfortable. So far I've had this on for a few hours. Perfect. All right, let's get ready. We're just going to do a look. We're going to a Halloween parade. So we're just going to do a little Halloweeny look and talk about Halloween. I'm going to use Witch City Salem by Nomad Cosmetics. So I don't know what colors I want yet. I am wearing gray. I'm wearing everything that I have on. And my witch hat. So, let's see. Let's just get crazy. Anyway, what do you guys do for Halloween? So, I call it Samhain. Sorry if you hear my mom screaming in the background. Let me move some of this stuff that I have in the way. There we go. I have stuff everywhere right now. So Samhain, or Halloween, was an ancient Celtic festival that marks the midpoint between the fall equinox and the winter solstice. The core belief is that the veil between the physical world and the spirit world thins during this time, allowing the spirits of the dead to mingle with the living. Also considered a Celtic New Year, time for reflection, honoring your ancestors, warding off evil spirits, and wow, everything's happening at once. Warding off evil spirits. Some practices and rituals include honoring your ancestors in a way you feel fit, warding off malevolent spirits. People would wear costumes and masks to disguise themselves from evil spirits and light bonfires to bring light to keep them at bay. Offerings were made of food and drink for their ancestors, like a meal at a at the table. Also offerings for the fairies. And communal bonfires. I'm going into the orange haunted happenings. Anyway, what do you guys do for Halloween? So, the grandkids are older, all except for one. So I'm at that age where I don't have friends that have little kids anymore. My granddaughter's 8, but she kind of missed out. She came later in the, grandchildren poll. So, I used to have these big elaborate Halloween parties and pumpkin carving parties and all that when the kids were younger and they actually wanted to do it. Now that I'm older and the kids are getting older, I don't hand out candy where I live. Not because I'm a Scrooge or anything, but because we had an incident where the teenagers were knocking you down and running into your house and robbing you. So, yeah, not having that. I'm going to go into the green dark demons. So, we quit handing candy out. But we have a Halloween tea party, and on the table, we have pictures of all our loved ones that have passed away, including friends. And we do set a cup of tea out in their honor that nobody drinks. We leave it sit there. But I got a digital recorder, and what I do is we tell stories. Like last year, we told tragedies. Like tell a tragic story, like a tragedy that this loved one lived through, or how they persevered, so on and so forth. So I digitally record them, and then I have this book where later I go through the digital recording and I print it out. Not print it out, write it out into this book. I'm going into the purple called Salem Commons. So that's what I do, with the intention of passing the book to my older children, who I hope will keep up the tradition and keep the book going, and then they can pass it down to their children, my grandchildren. I truly believe that, when someone passes away, I believe one of the most wonderful things you can do to honor them is, once you're comfortable with the loss, is to talk about them, share stories about them. It keeps their memory alive, therefore keeping, in a sense, them alive. I mean, how would my grandchildren, my father passed away in 2014. At the time, my youngest grandson was, I don't even know, 10 years ago, 5 years old. How will my grandson ever know how wonderful my father was, or anything about my father, if I don't share the stories? He'll never know what a wonderful person he was. All right, I'm going into Harvest Moon, which is a shimmer. I just feel like, you know, have you ever seen like some people do the dinner plate where they leave a setting for, you know, the missing person, like on a holiday meal or something? Something like that, but we do the tea party. My daughter loves tea parties. The kids love to hear the stories. Also, this year we're focusing on funny stories. Last year was tragedy, like tragedies that people lived through and the story of how they dealt with it. This year we're focusing on funny stories. So I'm going into Salem Willows. It's a shimmery green. So, like I said, I'll digitally record it and then write it into the book. Ooh, sparkly. So anyway, isn't that beautiful? This is moonstone and onyx. I can't get over how it fits so nice. It's not spinning around. It's not uncomfortable. I love it. I love it so much, Heidi. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to go into Gallows Hill, which is a purple sparkle. Because we're just going to be all sparkly. How about that? Oh, that is so pretty. All right, we're up to 12 minutes. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to make it so you can see what I did. I'm going into that green with my finger a little bit because I want it to show up more. That's what I'm talking about. The finger is always the best, it seems like. Yes. Little finger. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's Halloween, right? Oh my god, this color is so beautiful. Gorgeous. Alright, let me finish these eyes and I'll be right back. I would love if you would share what your Halloween, Samhain traditions are um, in your family. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, so here's the look all done. I just used a green eyeliner in my waterline. I took that dark purple and brought it down. I think it looks pretty good. I used Scorpio on my lips, which is like a cool tone, purplish. It's almost the color of this, a little bit darker. I like it though. My normal mascara, Ofra Candy Apple blush. I'll probably be pulling this hat down a little bit, adding a scarf and my black jacket, and I will be ready for the Halloween parade. What do you guys think? Anyway, don't forget, HC Silver and Stone ring. Look how beautiful. I love that so much. Oh, and I did show you the ear cuff, correct? Yes. 15% off from now until um, November 30th. Please go put your orders in. If you put your orders in, I might be able to get another code at another time. So, get that in because then that way she has time to get it to you for Christmas if you're buying jewelry for a Christmas present. So, with that being said, you have a blessed and magical day. And remember, don't let anyone tame your spirit. Bye.